Aaron Whitlow.
And Brandon Spivey.
We are the Market Movie Podcasters. On today's episode, we will be discussing Moon Knight, also what we watched this week, and before that, we'll get into a discussion about the Little Mermaid. But Brandon, how's your week been so far?
My week's been pretty good. Well, not really, but it's other than that hiccup I had Monday, it's been pretty good.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, other than the hiccup on Monday, which I'm not for. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember. Well, we gonna go ahead and.
How are you?
Oh, it's going all right. Sometimes right now it's good, and I'm good. But we're gonna go ahead and talk about the elephant in the room. Little, it's not in the room. Little Mermaid. So, have you seen the trailer yet?
No,
No.
no.
Well, this would be the perfect time to do a trailer reaction. Are you familiar with the controversy with Little Mermaid?
Yeah, people are upset because she's black.
Yeah. Brandon, I wanted to get your take on it.
I don't have an issue. It's, look, whether you white, black, brown, green, purple, orange, if you can act and do the role justice, by all means. So there's no issue with me. You know who's
Because you're not a racist.
has issues.
I agree. Yeah, well, I agree with you, Brandon. I think there's no issue if anybody uh, has issues with this, with them casting like a black girl as Ariel. Man, listen. First of all, the Little Mermaid is fictional. Uh, just go somewhere, man. I don't know. Just go somewhere and I don't know. Just spin and just think about your life because honestly, it's just ridiculous for you to be hating, especially on a child who's trying to act. You know, just
There's so much more you can be upset over in this world over than a movie. Honestly,
be upset over poverty. Be upset over starvation. There's people actually starving out there. There's a lot of homelessness. Be upset over that. Be upset over uh, like the guy in Memphis running around, taking people's lives. Be upset over that. That's what you protest. You protest stuff like that. You don't, and then I'm gonna say because the group that has the audacity to call themselves Christians that are against Little Mermaid, I'm gonna speak to you all directly. You are not Christians. You don't know Jesus, uh, and by letting people make people think that you know Jesus because you say yourself a Christian that's against Little Mermaid because she's black, it just shows me more or less that you're racist and you don't know Jesus. By the way, you'll be surprised to find out that Jesus is a dark-skinned Jewish man, and so you'll probably be against him too because he doesn't fit your Rembrandt
wow.
idea of who Jesus is. So you'll be so surprised when you see a lot of the early church pictures and a lot of early saints that were in Africa being dark skinned or sometimes even African people. So yeah, so stop being idiots. Uh, Protest something that makes more sense. You want to protest something? Protest. No, I was gonna say make a Tyler Perry joke. Protest like a new movie coming out. Yeah, I don't know if he has anything on that. Don't protest that. That's stupid. Don't protest. I don't have to like Tyler Perry, but don't protest. That's dumb. Don't protest stupid stuff. Brandon, your thoughts?
Well, I had no idea we were going here, but I mean, I think you should be protesting other stuff if you're going to protest anything. I had no idea the Christians have come against the Little Mermaid, though. I just thought it.
Not real Christians, fake Christians, people that think they're Christians but don't know the Lord.
Okay,
I call them out. They
fake
protest me.
Christians.
Yeah, fake Christians.
I didn't know they'd come against Little Mermaid. I just thought it was really older generation people. But I don't have an issue at all. I mean, I will see it. I mean, I watched Pinocchio, so I will see this.
And that's a good segue, Brandon, into what we watched. Because I also watched a little bit of Pinocchio. I didn't get to finish it. But I don't, and that's another thing. I don't, so far from what I've seen, I didn't finish it yet. But I don't see why it's getting so much hate. I don't see why it's getting so much hate. But then again, I'm not familiar with the source material. I never really watched Pinocchio, the animated one.
I
So
saw it once as a kid, but the only thing I really remember was if he lies, his nose grows. That's it. I don't remember anything else. I didn't hate the movie. I'll tell you one thing I did hate about it. I hated Tom Hanks. I know.
especially if you did Parker, right? So you didn't
Yeah,
think
I
that
mean, I
he
was like, I feel like he phoned it in. I really did. I felt like he phoned it in, and when he wasn't on screen, I felt the movie worked well. When he was on screen, something was off. But I gave it a 3 out of 5. It was decent for Disney Plus, you know, release. Uh, but I mean, I don't think it deserves the hate it's gotten. Again, people are just angry.
people are angry. People are idiots. Not all people, but just the angry idiots are idiots. Uh, but yeah. Well, I seen I did like is the Easter eggs with the clocks and
Yes,
even different Disney stuff. I thought it was really cute.
I thought that was
Uh,
the best part of the whole movie, right? Really, I mean, all the Easter eggs to the other characters from Disney. But I
yeah.
mean, I don't really understand why people hated it. I mean, it's got really bad reviews, and I thought it was decent. Honestly, I mean, it's not making my best films of the year, but it's not gonna make my worst either. So I mean,
And the only other thing that I've watched, well, I'm still watching The Crown. I started watching The Crown since Elizabeth died. So I was like, yeah, let me watch this. And I'm on the third season. I kind of stopped because Jackie has lost interest in it. And so I was watching it with her. So I'll
yeah,
probably try to continue it. Hopefully she'll continue with me. But I haven't got to see the new season of Cobra Kai. I hadn't got to see Atlanta, the new season of that. So I'm pretty behind. But what I was seeing of the Queen, I mean not Queen, but the Crown, I actually was enjoying. Let's see, I got some Bilfer. All right, yeah, I was gonna mention that Bilfer. He said I saw Barbarian. It was a wild ride. I did see Barbarian. It's probably gonna make. Well, it will make my one of my best movies of the year. I don't want to give any spoilers for it because Brandon hasn't watched it yet. But I absolutely loved it. I thought it was really, I just thought it was great. It's like one of the best movies I've seen, and I can't wait to see it again. I I will probably go see Pearl sometime. I don't know when, but with that, Brandon, I didn't like X as much as you like X, but but
love me some Ets.
I don't really like X, but I didn't like it as much. But I'll be interested to watch Pearl and then go back and watch X. Or maybe watch X again and then watch Pearl. But I wish it was like a streaming somewhere already, but it's not. It's in theaters. But
Yeah,
another movie that came out I hadn't watched yet is Woman King with Viola Davis. I'm interested. I'm interested in seeing that. I haven't watched it yet though. So
man, I hadn't
yeah,
seen it either. Was that all for you? All you
yeah,
watched?
that's all I've really watched. Yeah.
I watched the Prophecy franchise
Oh
mainly for
gosh.
Christopher Walken. Now the Christopher Walken films are actually decent. They're pretty decent for what it was. Those later sequels, though, my God, it's boring.
You
But
survived. You survived the what's that? What's those series that you just finished watching as well?
Puppet
About
Master.
the how was that?
I liked 4 of the movies out of the 20 I watched.
20 movies, ridiculous.
Yes, I like 4 of them. So yeah, it's the worst horror franchise I've ever seen.
Oh,
What?
Brandon's gonna get the
What?
Brandon. Oh,
Go
oh,
away! Go away!
Brandon, tell the people that is not listening why are you reacting. That's
Okay,
not watching it. Why are you
Buffer says
reacting?
I saw Clerks 3. It was okay. Man, man, how can you do that? How can you be that way, Biffer? The Hobbit. I see. I understand now. You don't like Randall. You don't like Randall because he's making fun of your hobbits. But
Ooh,
I love
ooh,
Clerks 3. It's making my top 10 films of the year. I loved it.
really?
Yes, I loved it. No shame, The Hobbit. No shame. I love it. I mean, I love the story. I love what they did with Dante, and he outshines Randall for me in the end. Man, that monologue he gives it made me cry. It made me cry, which I mean, maybe I'm a sensitive person, but still, it
You
made
are.
me. And Clerks has never made me cry. It's made me laugh a lot. It's never made me cry. So I shed a few tears in this one. It was a heartfelt movie.
Wilford says I like Clerks 1 and Clerks 2 better.
Oh well, I mean, you're supposed to like the original better than the sequels. I would say Clerks 2 is the best uh, as far as comedy goes. But I really like the story here. I really did.
Okay.
Clerks 3
So,
was contrived, weak story. Disagree with you, The Hobbit.
ooh, he is on you today, buddy. What happened to my? Okay, there. So, yeah. But you were saying that you watched the prophecy and you said you stayed for walking. You enjoyed walking.
Yeah, that was my interest was Christopher Walken just to see him perform. I had never seen those movies, and his one-liners are just amazing. I just love how, especially in the '90s, Christopher Walken, and I think that's probably the best era of Walken. He was just great. Damn, I got mute.
Did you? Was it? Is that like a line from the movie?
I don't believe it's a line from the movie.
Uh, well, I didn't mute you. I mean, I can still see you, so I don't know. Oh, yeah, we're not muted. Are you saying that we're muted? Can you hear us? Explain. But anyway, uh, so what else? Is that all you watch?
um, oh, I did watch two. Well, one of them's an '80s movie, Watts Work, which I thought was going to be like a House of Watts ripoff, but truly it was probably a very original movie that, in my opinion, inspired Cabin in the Woods.
Yeah, I can see that.
But
Uh,
I did enjoy it though. I mean, the sequel not so much, but the first one I thought was really cool. I hadn't
uh,
seen that.
how do you see Bilford? So we gotta also remember that some people are listening. So Bilford the Hobbit also says, guys, the new David Bowie documentary was all time best. Bilford, I'm asking, how did you see that documentary? He also says, I saw 3,000 Years of Longing better than I thought. Is that the movie you saw with the with
Yeah, I saw it.
Idris?
Yeah, I
So
was
it felt like 1,000 years.
I like the first act, but after that, it just almost put me to sleep. So I mean,
Well, is that all you wanted to discuss before we move
yeah, I mean
into?
that's all I watched. You know, but I really
Uh,
did like Clerks 3.
okay, Moon Knight review. All right, so this series is a series that when I initially saw it, I didn't hate it, but I dreaded coming back to watch it. But Oscar Isaac is really great in it. Let's see. The new David Bowie opened in NYC this week. I forgot you live in New York, I guess, because you be seeing a lot of stuff. I think you're a real life critic. Thank you for watching, by the way. Us fake critics, we need you on our team.
We're
But
not critics, man. We're fans.
we're fans. I call
Said it
myself.
since day one. He's trying to make us critics. He's been trying since day one.
Yes, I have. But Stephen Grant discovers he's been granted the powers of an Egyptian moon god, but he soon finds out that these newfound powers can be both a blessing and curse to his troubled life. This show is starring Oscar Isaac. You might know him from the new Star Wars stuff. I liked him in Ex Machina. He was really good in that movie.
Mhm.
Uh, I like him as an actor, all in all.
He's good.
Uh, Ethan Hawke is tremendous. He's in a place right now where he's just like killing it, man. Like with his roles, I think that he's such a menacing character. He's really good at playing menacing people. Um, and then May Calamwai is Layla, and then the voice of Khonshu is F. Mary Abraham, which that's the only ones I really kind of point out. Uh, so
Isn't he
Moon
from
Knight,
like that ghost movie you like?
uh, he's from well, I don't like 13 Ghosts, but yeah, he's in the
That movie,
13
yeah.
Ghosts. Yeah, I don't really like that one. I like House on Haunted Hill. But he's in 13 Ghosts. He's the uncle.
Yeah.
He's also he's been in a lot of stuff. Amadeus, the Grand Budapest Hotel, Mighty Aphrodite, Gods and Monsters. Uh,
That one
he's,
with
he's been
Brendan
in a
Fraser.
lot of stuff. Yep. Um, he's in How to Train Your Dragon. I didn't know he did a voice in
I
there.
didn't know he did that.
The Good Fight. I remember him. He's in Curb Your Enthusiasm. He's a good character actor.
Yeah, he's
Uh,
solid.
his voice is he has really strong, powerful
I mean,
voice.
I thought we was talking to Venom. I seriously
You
did.
mentioned it. Brandon, before I get into my spiel, your unadulterated first time viewing thoughts.
Well, I thought the first episode was the best episode. But I just thought it was him hearing this voice. It just took me to Venom. I mean, I know nothing about the character, so I was like, man, he's got a Venom like voice. Where's Venom? Where's this? 'Cause I thought maybe it was setting up something with, he's like Venom or something. I had no idea who this was or what it was, but yeah, I thought it was like Venom the first episode, so I liked it. um, I guess I just told on myself though that I'm not a fan of this show because
No, yeah, you pretty much did. Uh, but that's fine. That's fine. That's what we're here for. Yeah, the first episode, in my opinion, was the strongest episode in the sense of it kind of sets up the character. Actually, I liked a little bit more of the episode. Whenever you get to see the mirror image working along with
yeah,
the actual, person that's in control, I thought that it was good. And now for me, I love the fake out of thinking that Steven was the main persona, and then Mark was the created personality. But in reality, it is opposite. Mark is the actual,
yeah.
the main, and then Steven is one of the multiple personalities that. So I like that aspect of it. But yeah, and then Khonshu. What do you think about the design of Khonshu with like this bird looking?
Well, one thing here's what I'll say about it: the design and everything. It fits right in with Loki, in my opinion. Like it makes sense. Loki, Eternals, it fits right in. It fits into what they're doing for Phase 4 for the most part. Um, I thought it was interesting designs. I was so lost watching this show. I was like, especially when they get to the mental hospital, and I'm like, okay, what is going on? Is this Joker-ish? Like, is it all in his mind? Like, and if it is, I probably like it more. I was just very confused about what was really happening. But I did like the designs. I did love Ethan Hawke. I thought him and Oscar Isaac they were phenomenal. They
Hmm.
drive the show. They can keep your interest for the most part. But I don't know. I don't like how they told the story. I
Right.
guess.
What I liked about Ethan Hawke's character, like the first thing you see of him is him breaking glass,
Yeah.
and then putting in his shoe, and then him putting his feet in his shoe and walking with it. I love that aspect because of the fact that he ain't doing this for fame, but like he literally believes what he believes,
Mm-hmm.
and nobody knows that he's walking in pain all day long, but him, you know, and and he does it as penance for who he was. He feels sorry for who he was, but
Yeah.
he feels like Amit Amit is gonna is the actual god for him. This the crocodile goddess lady.
Yeah.
Uh, let's see. Seeing he going to throw five. I have no idea.
No,
Uh,
he's not. He's not. Burrow's not going to throw 5 interceptions. He's going to throw 6 touchdowns. There you go.
okay. Y'all are such smarts for the Bengals. But that's
They're
okay.
underdogs, man. They're not
They
supposed to
was
be there.
yeah. They didn't win. They didn't win last year. They came close though. Okay. Too
Yes.
soon.
Not soon enough, Aaron. Not soon enough. Just throw salt on
but
my wounds.
but yeah. But honestly, I did like now whenever it shows uh whenever Mark is is like possessed by Khonshu,
Yeah.
um, and he is Moon Knight. I love the look of Moon Knight. I love
Yeah.
him
Yeah.
as a superhero. I didn't really care for Miss. I guess they call him Mister Knight whenever Stevens because it's more comedic. It's more. It reminded me of Deadpool almost, just like
Yeah. I can see
comedic.
that.
But I just didn't really care for it. I didn't care for that variation of Moon Knight.
I have a
I just
question
didn't.
for you, though. First
Yeah.
time watching this, when you were watching it, did you get the sense that Ethan Hawke was actually going to be the good guy? That was going to be the twist?
No. No,
I
I
did.
didn't.
I thought, man, he's going to end up being a good guy.
I think that well, like we talked about this before with our villains. Now, I think that the villains have such like the line's blurred between like what he believes is a different level of what I say Thanos believed. Thanos believed, hey, let me just go ahead and snap and wipe away half of the population. Where he feels like uh, Amit is going to judge everybody,
Yeah.
and those that are they're a bad person essentially, either before, now, or going to be bad or do something bad. He's going to go ahead and uh, take their soul, and it's interesting to see that it's not as clean as I would say as Thanos because he dusted you and but now you're left with a decomposing body with no soul. I don't know how that works, but yeah, I just think that Ethan. I felt like he's a villain, but I think that I want to say you understand where he's coming from.
Yeah, I totally got where he was coming from.
Yeah,
It gave me
it's
a Book of Revelations feel to it as well.
yeah,
Of the whole judgment thing. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't know where Marvel was going with this story, though. It was just, it felt so un-Marvel like, and which I felt the same with Loki. I just
Um,
didn't really know where it was really going. You know.
what you think about? So he developed these personalities to deal with a abusive mother. What were your thoughts on that aspect of his life?
Uh, I was surprised they went in that direction. I didn't see it coming, and it made sense why Steven. It's like almost like he created his fake personality, you know, so he could remember that his mother was good. He lived a good childhood. He had a good life, and it dealt with a lot of you know, mental illness. It's what I
Mhm.
got a lot of Joker from those episodes, like the last Joker movie. I got a lot of, I felt like there was a lot of inspiration there from Joker. I don't know if that's true, but I just felt it was, and so those were deeper episodes, and I liked the message. I just didn't like how they did it. I don't know.
Execution.
Yeah, yeah, that's
Um,
good. It just I don't know. It felt so out of place. You know.
yeah, I agree with you when it got to the mental hospital thing. Uh, Portion, like when he dies, and you're like, oh well, he's dead, but then he wakes up like in a mental hospital. And you wonder. I did like that aspect of, well, is it real or is it not? It did like there's subtle things that you see within the hospital that uh, related to his what he has experienced and
Yeah.
what we thought was the real world. Like even like the cops were orderlies there. Um, I thought that was really interesting. But at the same time, though, like when it got to like the hippo, and I was like, "What is this?" I was like, "What is this hippo?" Uh, and, uh, and I'm like, "Okay, is
I think that's when I checked out when the hippo
with
showed
the
up at the
hippo?
end.
The hippo?
Showed up at the end of that episode. I believe it was episode 3 or maybe it was 4. I was like, I'm out. I don't care what
Hmm.
you do the rest of the show. I'm not recovering from this. I'm just
Yeah,
not.
so, uh, so whenever Layla became the avatar for the hippo goddess lady, uh, she got that Egyptian, like she's like an Egyptian superhero. I don't know if she's an actual Marvel comic superhero or not, but I thought that was interesting. Now, what one thing that I really didn't like, I don't think, was I felt like I agree with you. I felt it was all over the place. A bit of it's just too busy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's too busy. Um, I did like the stuff between Mark and Steven. I wanted more of that. And but whenever Moon Knight was, I just wanted Moon Knight. I didn't want it to be. But I can understand why Mister Knight was there because that's Steven's personality. He's Mister Knight, whereas Mark is more of the Moon Knight warrior type of guy. I'm curious to know what this third personality, what his what he looks like as Moon Knight or whatever. Um, he's a cold hard killer. What do you think about that first episode with him flashing to and from the different personalities in the car chase and stuff? What was your thoughts on that?
I was like, what's going on? Like, I wasn't expecting the different personalities aspect at all. I went in totally blind here, though. I didn't know what this show was about, and I'd never heard of Moon Knight before. The only thing I heard about Moon Knight was Keanu Reeves was in talks to play the character a couple years ago, so I knew nothing of the character. So I was just pretty confused about. I was interested and I was invested with what they were doing, but I was just they just went in so many different directions. I just totally got lost.
Did you get mummy vibes at all?
A little bit, yeah, yeah. Also, Indiana Jones with the Steven personality because he's from like that uh, adventure film that looks like Indiana Jones, or Alan, what's his name? I can't think of his last name. Uh, they made a couple
Uh,
aliens movies,
yeah,
which is I think actually what Indiana Jones is based off. I think he was a real person. So I mean, don't quote me. I don't know, but I want to say it was a real person that the Indiana Jones was based off of. But I did get Mummy vibes, but I also got Indiana Jones vibes.
I think it's called Alan. Alan. I know what you're talking about.
Cormaine
Alan.
or something like that.
Yeah, Alan. Let's see.
I
Yeah, I
played a
know.
video game based on him, so
Yeah, I remember that. Um, um, Explorer. I forget what it's called. It don't matter. But but yeah, yeah, I agree, man. I don't think that. I think that the show it's hard. It's hard to for me in reality to like show wise. It's hard to come after Hawkeye. It's hard to come after Falcon and the Winter Soldier and what
yeah,
if. It's hard, and then WandaVision. It's hard to really like come after these shows, and maybe it's because you know some of these characters are already established. But with Hawkeye, he introduced Kate Bishop, who
yeah,
is now like a favorite. She's cool. I like her.
yeah.
Um,
She's great.
but this show, like really, the way I felt is I don't really. If I don't see them again, I'll be okay. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody in here I want like I desperately am ready to see again. Like Elena from the new Black Widow. I want to see her again. Kate Bishop. I want to see her again. I want to see Captain America. The Falcon Captain America. I want to see him again. I want to see Bucky. I want to see these people again. I have no real desire to see Moon Knight again.
Yeah,
Just
it's funny because once we get to the ending, and there's the end credit scene, and I was thinking, oh great, Ethan Hawke survived. He can go on, and then we get the end credit scene, and he's no longer with us. so I was looking forward to seeing Ethan Hawke again. I liked his character. I really did. I thought he really was great in this, and so I was like, that is like the one force I could say I really liked, and I was like, well, I look forward to seeing him again. See what he's up to. See if he's up to anything mischievous or trying to take over the world. Nope, he's dead.
that's funny. So essentially, the one little nugget that you had onto was like, hey, at least I have Ethan Hawke. He
Yeah,
didn't die. And then like they said, food you, and they killed him. And you're like,
and
oh,
credit
what
scene.
dang. Yeah, that's true. So yeah, so one person you want to see again was Ethan Hawke, and they
Yeah,
and, go ahead and got rid of him. Um, my dog's barking,
I hear him. He's really going
but
off.
but tell the people a little bit more about that. The show. I'm gonna. I'll be right back.
I will say, yeah, I got a little part here that I did like. I thought it was a cool aspect that not Mark was married to the lead female. I can't think of her name because a lot of characters I just don't remember their names because it just didn't stick with me. But I thought that was interesting that they were married, and Steven was kind of getting feelings for it. It was weird, these multiple personalities getting feelings for this for his wife essentially. So I thought that was neat. But I thought the action, the fight scenes were pretty cool. I just the story just didn't drive it home for me. I just didn't really care for the story, or more so how it was executed. I, I don't know. I mean, just it didn't hit me, and it's hit a lot of people. Like it's got really good reviews. It's got good ratings on Letterboxd, on Google, on IMDb, Rotten Tomatoes. I think there's like a 90% audience score. So, but for me, it just didn't hit. I was
Yeah,
feeling
so
about how they were married, and how Stephen was getting feelings. It was interesting that these multiple personalities were liking the same woman.
she's
That was
nice looking.
interesting. I mean, I had to think of something that was interesting to
It's
talk
a
about.
good thing to think about. Yeah, it's like this show is a miss for me. Um, and if watching the second time around, I was like, oh, maybe it's okay. I was noticing little subtle things, but all in all, yeah, it was a miss. Bilfer says, I didn't like Moonlight. Oscar Isaac blinked 3 times if you are being held captive by Disney. Oh, jeez. Wow. Um, well, uh,
I mean,
yeah, yeah, maybe.
but I
But
was saying most people, as far as the ratings go, that they have liked it. I mean, I just it was a miss for me too. Like the one redeeming quality, I mean, I like other than Oscar Isaac and Ethan Hawke. I don't. I guess it was the mental illness aspect. I thought that was an interesting choice, but I felt if you're going to go that way, you should. I don't know. That should drive your story, and it just felt like they knew things weren't working, so they were just throwing stuff at you to blindside you, and I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't work for me.
yeah, I was trying to see if Rotten Tomatoes.
Rotten Tomatoes
Uh,
gave it 86% with a 90 audience score.
oh wow.
It's certified fresh. Just it's not fresh for me.
Yeah. Um, let me see here. Give me a moment. Figure I will go ahead and let me look and let's see. Seed scores. Let's see what that. Let's see. Give me a moment. What I was doing, I was trying to look to see if I could probably read one of the reviews just to see what they're actually saying. But I am having a hard time finding how to do that because I'm inept. Um,
Yeah,
I don't see it. You said yeah, agreeing with me. You
I
guys.
probably
Anyway,
will agree.
all right. Uh, somebody agreed with you, Brandon. They said kind of peaked in the first episode for me when it still had mystery and we still didn't understand exactly what was going on at all times. Like all the other MCU shows, it's just slowly warped an interesting premise into a standard, predictable superhero storyline. Kind of disappointing, but it did have a few good moments along the way, and Oscar Isaac really saved the show for me with his amazing acting.
I mean,
Uh, this is a half star. A facade of well-produced shots, and Oscar Isaac don't do a good job of hiding that the story itself is poorly done, and the reveal at the end is no reveal, makes for a waste of a season to build up just for something that is well known about the character.
well, if you know the character, that is. Which I feel like these characters that they're creating is probably D list.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I mean, have you ever heard of Moon Knight before this show?
No, I've never heard of any of these characters. Other than no, I've never heard of not one of them.
Yeah, so I
Can't
feel like these characters are kind of on the level of Guardians and maybe Ant Man, but Marvel did a great job with those and then didn't here, and it was just it was a missed opportunity, I think. But as far as I'm concerned, it was a missed opportunity. If But if people loved it, that's great. I mean, happy for y'all.
Yeah, yeah. We're not gonna ever like hate on your thoughts because you're allowed to have your own opinion on a movie or show, and it doesn't have to line up with mine. You know, it's or Brandon. We would never say, "Well, you're an idiot because you didn't like it," you know, or you're an idiot because you loved it. Nope. But yeah, I can't think of anything else I want to say about it. How about you, Brandon?
I thought the end fight scene was interesting with the two leading forces fighting plus Moon Knight fighting Ethan Hawke's character. I thought how they did it. It was like almost like King Kong and Godzilla were in the background fighting, and they were up front and close, in personal fighting.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was an interesting choice to do it that way.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, you miss a lot of both fights doing it that way. So it was interesting, I guess.
Yeah, it was interesting. Um, I'm ready to go ahead and get my marks.
All right.
All
I
right.
wonder who's going to be higher.
Huh?
I said, I wonder who's going to be higher.
I'm gonna give it 2 markouts out of 5.
Aaron's going to be higher.
Whoa!
No, he's not too much higher, but I'm going to give it 1.5 out of 5. I mean, it's just by the end, I just wanted it to be over in a very bad way. I checked out after episode 4, I believe.
The hippo.
Yeah, I was like, I just wanted it to end. And once it did end, I was like, well, like I said, I had a little hope for Ethan Hawke's character because he didn't die. I was like, then they kill him off, which I think is the dumbest thing to do in your show. I mean, you're supposed to advertise something that's coming, right?
Right.
A new character or something, and they just kill off his character. Well, you do introduce a new character, his new avatar. Uh, do you know who that guy is? Because I don't.
In
The guy that shoots him.
no, I'm back in the comic book. In the comic book, I guess he is actually a third personality of
Oh,
Mark.
that's
Second, another personality of Mark. Mark's the main person, but he's another personality. He's the guy that whenever they say, I didn't kill him, you know, that's the one that's doing the killing. He's like a straight up killer. He doesn't care.
yeah, I thought it was just some new avatar he got.
No, not Avatar. He's actually a actual personality.
Hmm, well, that's interesting.
Yeah,
It's sad,
and
but
and but it's not a new personality. So whenever Steven, like in the beginning, whenever the mom went to
yeah,
whoop Mark, and Steven popped up first, and then the mom came in and about to whoop him. The personality that took the whooping was that personality, Jack. Jack took the beating. Jack is the one that takes the beatings for Mark and takes the beatings for Steven. He's that third personality. Uh, and so Moon Knight, not Khonshu has a pact essentially with all three of the personalities in the body. So um, so there's three personalities there, but that one is the he's like I think in the comics like a New York cab driver or something like that. But he's also a boxer and he's a menacing visual like
yeah,
he kill clearly he don't mind killing,
yeah.
you know. And so that's him. So I think season 2 would be interesting if you find out more about him. But I don't see how where they can really go from there. I, I assume there's going to be season 2.
Or
Um,
or he's gonna show up in one of the Avenger films, which I'm assuming that everybody's gonna show up in the Avenger films. But it'd be I don't know. I don't look forward to another season. I don't look forward to Moon Knight showing up in a Marvel movie. it just didn't work for me. Maybe the next installment or whatever this character is doing, he'll work better. But I don't know. I don't know. It just didn't work. What's next week?
Life. Unfortunately, no. It's She-Hulk, Attorney at Law.
Oh man, it just gets worse.
And then from there we have Miss Marvel, and then we close it out with Thor: Love and Thunder.
Well, hopefully it ends well. I mean, I know it's going to end well with Thor. I mean, I really enjoyed it, but hope Miss Marvel's better than what these apparently are. I don't know about the She-Hulk. I just hear it's really bad. So
yeah, I haven't watched anything on it because I just wanted to watch it anew. So me and you will be experiencing it for the first time together, really. But
I think the best part is going to be the cameos. Wong.
No.
It's
Brandon spoils everything.
How can I spoil it? I haven't seen it.
You spoil it. You learn it. You do it. You don't know you do it. It's just like speaking a different language. You speak spoilers. But okay. All right. Well, that is the episode where Brandon spoils something else. Yeah. What do you like the people to do, Brandon?
We like for you to like, share, and subscribe to our podcast.
Yep. We do. And if you do, we would appreciate it. And until the next time, Aaron Whitlow,
Brandon Spivey.
We are. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
Yeah, you got it. We are. Worked out.
Movie.
But podcast. Thank you for marking that one.
He keeps interrupting me. He won't let me get it out.
Go ahead. You can get it out. Let the people hear your voice.
We are the Markout Movie Podcasters.
We thank you for marking out with us. Please love us because we love you. Peace.